This is the third generation of the Monsgeek M1. Admittedly, I haven't looked at the two former ones at all, and the previous time I've had hands-on with the 75% from Ako or Monsgeek is the Mod 007S V2. And today, I'm gonna raise a question. In present times, is keyboard modding dead? Let's find out. Before anything else, I have to disclose that Monsgeek sent this over along with switches for me to review. But this will not alter any opinions I have with this board. And they're seeing this video at the same time as you do. So without further ado, let's open the box, in which it's your standard affair of Monsgeek contents and accessories. Starting with the keyboard itself, wrapped in a hard plastic case that you can use to keep the dust away when the keyboard is not in use. Next to that are the manuals and guides for the board, followed by the accessories on the top compartment, such as the keycap and switch pullers, extra stabs and gaskets, as well as the extra screws and adhesive for force breaking. I've got mine in this navy blue colorway, and it kind of reminds me of the Zoom 75. I've quickly built this up with Ako Purple Pros, a new variant of their popular tactile switch, and I'd say they sound and feel nice. Here it is with all the foams, stock stabs, and with PBT Shenpo keycaps. Enjoy! The M1B3 looks to be a cost-cut version of the previous M1 with the side accents removed in place of a two-piece design with a visible seam in the middle. The knob is also changed, but it's still metal. Overall, this reminds me more of the Mod 007 design language than any of Monsgeek's standard design language, even on other layouts. On the rear, we see the left justified USB Type-C port, and on the back lies the sticker and embedded Monsgeek logo in the middle. Not to mention the rubber feet on the sides. The finish in blue seems to be fine and has an overall matte finish to it. It doesn't shine like how the Monsgeek M3's purple is, and this one is subdued and rougher in texture as well. Moving over, the Monsgeek M1B3 is your standard affair of an exploded 75% mechanical keyboard, meaning it has exploded the function row, the same as a normal 108-key keyboard. This is also likewise true with the navigation cluster and arrow keys, leaving you another key on the top right for any shortcut you want. Speaking of which, this is also BIA compatible, which means you can remap virtually any key on this keyboard, including the ones on the knob. A huge improvement from its previous versions, which uses a fork of BIA specifically made for Ako. The PCB is 5-pin hot swap with Cherry MX compatibility, and it's south-facing as well. All the standard stuff we see today on a good mechanical keyboard. I wish Monsgeek would have added other layout supports like Sangan bottom row or a step caps lock, but as it is, you'll be getting your standard ANSI layout with this one. The only modifications being the one new bottom row, as well as the F13 key, which is remappable. The mounting is your standard by now gasket mount with silicone socks mounted on the plate. You'll also get extras on this one should you ever lose one. Which leads me to the discussion of modding. With what you've heard earlier, with the sound test, the board sounds great even stock. I've just added in the switches and keycaps and called it a day. I remember having this conversation with Tosh Gibbs and Mochi on a stream, where we found the problem with the hobby. Good boards are getting cheap and cheap boards are getting good, a phrase commonly attributed to phones by Marques Brownlee. With the popularity of the hobby to newcomers, brands wanted to capitalize on this opportunity and learned from community videos as well. They've added all the foams, from case to plate to PE, and sometimes even adding tape mod and force break out of the box. A great example of which is a Monsgeek line of keyboards. In this modern age of the keyboard hobby, the newcomers don't need to modify their keyboard no more, and that's why the hobby kind of lost its charm a bit moving forward. Without keyboard flaws, the enthusiasts wouldn't research a ton on modifications, on fixes, and on alternatives. But then again, if you wanted the keyboard barrier to entry to be lower, these brands helped us in the long run by providing better out-of-the-box experiences. It's just funny to me that the act of modding keyboards is slowly dying sadly. But on the other hand, better boards are coming out from the market that are great even stock, leaving us with the dilemma that the keyboard hobby is in a disarray as of the moment. For me, I'd still mod my keyboards to my preferences, as I know I have my own preference and the manufacturer's out-of-the-box experience will not be indicative of it. I modified the zooms before to make it sound the best I could, and for this one, I've got no complaints already, which shows how the brand had recognized their shortcomings before and improved it on the third version of the board. I'll miss the side accents of the previous Monsgeek designs, but I'm happy that starting at $70 USD, you could get this bare bones with 5 color options. In a keyboard hobby dominated with 75% keyboards, this still remains as one of the top recommendations for me. It's simple, it's refined, and it's great out of the box. Just add switches and keycaps and you're good to go. How about you? How do you feel about the state of the hobby? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm John J. Bimaba, and I'll see you in the next video.